Hi, good evening, dear friends. This is Efrat from Jerusalem. Thank you again. Thank you so much for coming every week, this vigil to our meeting for the Middle East. I would like to share with you a very special and unique event that I participate today, which took place in Jerusalem. It was an invitation to people to come under the title The Right for Cry Out. It is a gathering without any speeches, no words, no opinion, just gathering together for a circle of silence, crying and crying out. There was about 50 or 60 women and men came, some from Jerusalem, some from other places. And it was a very, very special energy there. And the experience was like we invoking what we are here calling the other way. It seems like there is another way, and it is possible to hold this hope. And this is the energy I would like to bring to all of us tonight. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Efrat. Yeah, to bring the voice of silence, and then the people voicing their silence. It must have been really very powerful. Thank you. And if I come to the happenings of the time, I tried to look at the happenings of the time concerning some international attempts to stop the bloodshedding in our area. And I found no new information. Maybe a small note from from Reuters that there are still efforts made by Arab mediators together with the United States to continue to reach a ceasefire and release of hostages, both Jewish and Palestinians, prisoners from here, quite independently from the continued attacks, both in the south and in the north of Israel. So some things are happening, continuing to happen in spite of all, like a local temporary tentative, a pause in the killings, is it that all are getting tired by now? Or is it some understanding of the impossibility to continue a perpetuum mobile of violence, killing, war that leads nowhere? I just wonder. So not much to share about new things. Over to you, Uta.
Hello, everyone. Yes, outside it seems that it's just continuing everything. Let us hope that behind the scenes, efforts are being done to steer this into a positive direction. Let's hope hold this possibility, our consciousness, and do our part. So let us settle into our body. Breathing, coming into an equilibrium, touching base with the earth, and with our heart. And bringing our awareness into a focus in the center of the head. Letting soul energy flood the personality. Standing as conscious souls in incarnation. Linking in with each other on this call. And with our colleagues around the world, all these world workers in all nations. And visualizing ourselves connecting, weaving all our lights into a lighted house, a shared, sacred, safe, silent space. Affirming this space, special space that by now we have created and from which we work. So from here, let us look down now at the Middle East, physical coordinates of the Middle East, identifying in it Israel within its present borders, and the occupied Palestinian territory of the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, Egypt to the south, Jordan and Syria to the east, Lebanon to the north, and all these other nations around it, making altogether what we call today the Middle East. Getting a sense of the emotional field of this Middle East and the current dynamic within it. Just being witness to what is happening. And including now the mental plane, observing the mental forces at play. From the area, and also including in our awareness the influence of other nations from outside the region. Getting a sense of the power balance shifting, all these new alliances forming. And let us take a moment to just observe this complex and very tense situation, and making sure that we release all judging. Just witnessing. This is what is going on. And refocusing for a moment within our shared lighted space. And attuning upwards now with our higher co-workers who guide this work. Taking a moment to fill our group heart with the vibration of all-inclusive love. And within this field of love, let us open our consciousness to the divine plan, and specifically on that part of the divine plan that relates to the Middle East, to West Asia. See if we can get a sense of this region within the wider context of the planet And again now let us refocus at the midway point between on high and the condition on the ground. And let us focus these higher forces of love and vision and act as a conduit for them. See and sense now a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant, flood the region of the Middle East. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. And we hold this column steady in the will to peace. Holding steady, visualizing this pillar of light as a stable presence in the Middle East. And see the light strengthen the thinkers, those who work for inclusive vision, for the highest good of all. And see new approaches taking shape on the mental plane, seeds of the new, of a new way, based on our common humanness. Every human life is sacred. Let us affirm this thought on the mental plane, keeping it there in availability. Visualize the mental field of the Middle East clearing, becoming more penetrable to this soul vision. And visualize now the light pouring through into the emotional sphere of the Middle East, seeking to touch the hearts of the inhabitants. See especially the women respond to this soul light, gently softening, opening towards love. Gently the feelings being redirected from vengeance to the yearning for another way. Let us take a moment to accompany this process with our love. Visualize this silent inner process, this human cry for a better way, Every human life is sacred. Only when every human life is seen as sacred will there be a better way. See the light now pouring into the etheric physical plane, revitalizing, healing, and penetrating into the earth underneath the whole area, disintegrating and dissipating these lingering patterns of violence and war. Visualize this ancient rule of evil ending now. Let us hold space for this transmuting process, visualizing it going on in this pillar of light on all planes, seeing it happening within all communities. Visualize and affirm the possibility of a paradigm shift from harmony through conflict to harmony through synthesis. Let's take a moment to hold this possibility in focus for the inhabitants of West Asia. Visualize the dream of right relationships slowly dawning in the region. See a higher order based on right relations taking shape in every nation in the Middle East and between all the nations and all the religions. Let us take a moment to affirm this possibility with our willing love. And let us radiate it into the consciousness of the people in the Middle East and throughout the world, as we sound now the great invocation in Hebrew and in Arabic.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, זרום האור אל דעת האדם. ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, תזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם. תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז אשר נקרא המין האנושי, שם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, ויחדשו אור אהבה ועוצמה את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب في قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية التي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي نضم الجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، ليجدد النور والحب والقوة التسمين على الأرض. الله أمين. أوه. أوه. أوه.